In the car when it happened, it felt like we ran over just a giant pothole. The car shook back and forth. We knew what was happening because we looked up. We saw people who were out surveying the damage run from the sidewalk to the street immediately. One of the people that I was with, he said, look, this is the reality. This is what we are dealing with every day. I looked up. You see the light poles swinging back and forth. It was very quick. And just then we got an alert, a 5.1. Since then, it's reading as a 5.2 now. But you can see right behind me, a lot of the damage here. Some of these homes just crushed. And this cleanup is going on while these earthquakes are still happening. I want to give you a look right over here. I've been told this building is City Hall and that it has been condemned. You can't go inside right there, and that is a lot of the damage that we're seeing in the town of Guanica here. Take a look at some other homes and buildings damaged around town. We also saw a school here that had the floors just flattened one on top of another, and cars that were smashed right underneath the home. We also stopped by a library that is in town. It still holds books, but right now it's also holding supplies. People coming in, getting what they desperately need to make it through the day. And the consequences of that earthquake, they also extend into the economy of the city. We have seen a lot of closed businesses here. We spoke with one business owner today who is closing up shop. He is getting out of business because there just isn't money, they're telling me, flowing into this area. So their concerns for the future of the city is that they don't want it to, but that it could become a ghost town because of these earthquakes that are happening.
This used to be a community library. It is still a community library.
But where books once were are now supplies of desperately needed items.
The concept is people come and we ask them, what do you need?
Edgardo Cruz Velez is from Guanica. For now, he spends time gathering supplies and seeing what help he can provide.
I would like to stay here because it's constantly, shaking, the ground. So, it's making me sick, emotionally sick.
We walked with him as he checked on the town and those still in the area.
Them, as well as, dozens, if not hundreds of people, they're staying. The people are just staying outdoors.
This is the new normal for those in Guanica. They're living in tents outside.
These are people that are afraid of going back to their houses because they, and rightfully so, they believe that the roof of that house is going to fall over their head, that the house is going to collapse.
And they don't know when they'll be able to return as the earthquakes keep happening.
You saw them running, and so we're used to.
As Ed showed us other spots in town, we felt a strong 5.2 earthquake. People surveying a nearby building ran into the streets. This is their new life.
This is their new life. Let me tell you what they need. Well, first of all, they need counseling. In terms of material things, what we need are things like if you are going camping for 2 weeks, for 2 months, or for a year.
And we've spoken to some people with some Central Florida ties, including a man who lives in this town. Take a look at the damage at this historic, beautiful, more than 100 years old church. And right over here, this is the house of a man who used to work in Orlando. His name is Celio. He told me what that earthquake was like. And he also spoke to me about the good memories in this square. But he also told me about how the earthquakes have completely disrupted their lives.
We are just presenting a second face to the people, like I'm doing now. Well, I don't have a heart. I don't know if I'm alive or I'm dying, or I die.
Celio Centeno, like many in the southwest area of Puerto Rico, is doing the best he can.
Most of my whole life, I had to spend it in that house, working and taking care of that house.
In no time at all, an earthquake undoing years of work. The same goes for this beautiful church, a centerpiece of the square here.
We used to be there every Sunday.
Celio is one of many sleeping outside because of the earthquakes.
We have thousands of people living on parks and whatever. They find a place.
And one of those places is here, a ballpark in Guayanilla, where on the outfield you'll find cots and tents. Some, like this mother and son, have done this for more than a week. Those here do it because either their homes have been damaged or they feel safe.
Here, I'm safe. Even though you're not safe in any place, but I'm here more safe than other place.
And so they receive help from people like Santiago Torres as the earthquakes keep happening.
Well, for all the people in Central Florida, all the help that they can send, it will be welcome to do it. People here, they need a lot.
To expand on that last line is so important. In our time here, we've felt several earthquakes just in the town of Guayanilla, 4.7 a couple of hours ago. But the people here have been feeling these for 2 weeks now, at least 2 weeks. And any help that can come to people like Celia or others on the island, those here have told me that it will be received with open arms. We're live in Guayanilla, Puerto Rico. Paul Rivera, WESH 2 News.